Hey guys, I'm John Ritter from WatchSpec.com. Today we are here to talk about the Ginault Ocean Rover. This video will highlight the key points, but I've got a written review over at WatchSpec.com that's got all the detail on every aspect of this watch. And it's got spec tables, everything you need to know. Check it out. There is a link in the notes below the video. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications, share the channel with your friends. You don't want to miss any of the content I've got coming up. A lot of exciting stuff. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. This Ginault Ocean Rover is, at first glance, a replica watch of the iconic Rolex Submariner. But if you take the time to look close, it's actually much more than that. Rather than just copying the design of the Submariner, as many homage watches do, the Ocean Rover pulls cues from different reference numbers in the Submariner history to create a unique combination of designs. And Ginault even adds some of their own detail in this watch to make it a little bit unique. But the goal is to capitalize on the classic styling of the Submariner and providing that high-end feel. So let's break down the details of this watch. Okay, let's talk movement. The Ocean Rover comes with the Sellita SW200-1 Swiss-made automatic movement. This is a competitor to the widely used ETA 2824-2, and the Sellita can be found in so many Swiss luxury watches due to its precision, robust design, and its reliability. This movement has 8 beats per second for a nice smooth sweep. It provides a 38-hour power reserve. Regulation is possible. It's hackable. It has hand winding. It includes 26 jewels. In terms of the accuracy, this watch is labeled as precision chronometer right on the dial, and it is factory regulated to meet the COSC's chronometer requirement of -4 to +6 seconds per day, which is very impressive accuracy. Ginault even provides the 6-week accuracy report in the package of the watch. The watch I received for this review averages -1.4 seconds per day accuracy, which is just spectacular. Overall, this Sellita movement is very impressive. Okay, let's talk about style. This is, of course, an homage watch to the iconic Rolex Submariner, and in general, it follows that Submariner theme. This does have some unique aspects, so we will touch on those. Starting with the case, already a difference from the current reference number of the Submariner is the lugs. These are the more slender lugs of the older versions of the Submariner, which is something I really prefer, as these are less chunky and more reserved. The slender crown guards flow beautifully from the main case, another aspect that I really love. The measurements on this watch are 40 millimeters in diameter, which includes the bezel, 14 millimeters thick, which includes the bezel and the domed crystal. Lug-to-lug height is set at 47.5 millimeters, and the lug width for the band is set at 20 millimeters. This is really the perfect size to fit a large range of wrist sizes, and it's great for a daily wear watch. The dial on this watch is very sophisticated. It starts off with the gloss black color. The applied hour markers are to die for. The color of these hour markers are so unique. It's something that Ginault calls gold sand lume, and it actually mimics a gold sand beach with its golden hue, and there are specks that sparkle when caught in certain light. I've honestly never seen anything like it. These hour markers are edged in polished silver, but you'll notice that the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock markers have an extra bit of thickness, adding some polished silver to the top surface of those markers. When you catch the dial in certain light, the 12, 3, 6, and 9 markers specifically stand out more so than the rest, which is a touch I really like. The hands also follow this with their gold sand lume fill and silver trim. These hands also break from the Submariner. These are sword hands and are actually an homage to the Rolex reference 5513 mil sub that was produced back in the 1970s. The red touch on the second hand is also unique, and it adds a touch of spice to the dial. This dial does include 4 lines of text above 6 o'clock. Personally, I think this is just too much text on the dial, but this follows the current Submariner, and I have the same complaint on the Submariner. The crystal included on the Ocean Rover is a scratch-resistant sapphire with anti-reflective coating. This crystal steps up from the inner edge of the bezel and holds a slight dome to the main surface. This step is something you don't even see unless you look at the watch from an angle, and the clarity on this crystal is just fantastic. The bezel on this watch is probably what people will notice first. This is an aluminum insert which reflects older versions of the Submariner, but what's unique is the color scheme. This is painted navy with gold markers, and it's actually this detail that really drew me to this watch. The crown on this is flawless. It's proportionally perfect to the case, and has that 7mm diameter, same as the Rolex. It has sharp teeth, but the outer surface is polished with the beautiful Ginault flower logo. It has a strong yet classic appeal. The band included on this is a 20mm oyster style stainless steel bracelet, which is really nice quality. The clasp follows that of Rolex with its deployant style with safety latch. I think it would have been nice to see the Ginault logo here, but overall it's just impressive with its simplicity and sophistication. If you're not someone who likes a metal bracelet, Ginault provides a high quality leather strap as well. It's a beautiful smooth two-piece leather with decorative stitching. The buckle is a little bit bulky in my opinion, but it's a very nice quality strap and very high-end touch for Ginault to provide this. The overall style of this watch is fantastic. It's really set off the Rolex Submariner, but it has some changes to make it a little bit different, like the slender lugs, the aluminum bezel with that fantastic blue and gold color scheme, the gold sand loom markers and hands, and finally the overall hand shape with that sword theme. It's not just a knockoff Submariner. It's really the best of both worlds with that classic Submariner feel that makes it so flexible to be worn from very casual scenarios all the way up to very formal. Also with the sizing, it's going to fit the vast majority of wrists out there. I really have to say I'm very impressed with the style of this watch. All right, let's move on to usability. First is water resistance. This is a dive watch, and this watch is rated to 300 meters. That's very impressive. It matches the Submariner. This watch also meets the ISO 6425 dive watch requirements. Helping with this water resistance is a screw-down crown. The crown is very easy to grip and turn. Readability of this watch is top-notch. The contrast of the hands and markers to the dial is just fantastic. There are printed minute markers along the outer edge of the dial. The only complaint I would have here is at the bottom of the dial, Ginault adds hand-built in America. In this area, there are no minute markers, which just makes it a touch harder to read the time accurately down to the minute. The loom on this watch is really strong. This gold sand loom is comparable to Superluminova C3, the best and brightest of all the Swiss Superluminova variants. On a full charge, the initial high-level loom will fade in about 15 minutes, but the low-level loom remains in the pitch black for over 12 hours. That's very impressive. The bracelet's deployant clasp provides a huge amount of usability. Not only can you remove full links as well as half-size links to size this to your wrist, but the deployant clasp also includes the Rolex-style glide lock clasp, which provides quick size adjustment in 2mm intervals without the need of a tool. Overall, the Ocean Rover has usability on par with top-tier luxury watches. Next is comfort. We already talked about the size at 40mm diameter and 14mm thick. This wears extremely comfortable on the wrist, almost regardless of your wrist size. The 47.5mm lug-to-lug height holds the band properly to the skin, so there's no awkward gaps or pressure points. The crown size is very comfortable, so not to irritate the skin when you bend your wrist. And the weight of this watch measures 5 ounces or 142 grams, including the bracelet, which I would say is right in the sweet spot for a daily wear watch. Overall, it's a very comfortable watch. Okay, let's end with value and verdict. Many people out there are against homage watches, and I can relate. In this case, Rolex developed an iconic timepiece in the Submariner, and other brands are taking that design and making money for themselves. Truists would say, just go out and buy the Submariner. Well, it's not that simple. For example, if you wanted to go out and buy a Submariner, even if you went to a Rolex shop, you're going to be waiting potentially years before your Rolex comes in. Also, not everybody can afford the prices of a Rolex Submariner. But the other aspect is, in this case, Ginault provides a Submariner theme, but with some differences. It's combining different eras of the Submariner. This Ginault provides a brand new watch, but gives you the older style case, or the gold sand loom, the mill sub hand shape. It's just things that you can't buy in a Rolex watch today. That's why homage watches can't be discounted that easily. Now, there's a lot of controversy that's surrounding the Ginault brand. I don't want to get into that. I really can't speak to any of that. All I can really say is this Ocean Rover is not being sold as a Rolex. It is being sold under the Ginault name. Anyone who is looking to buy the Ocean Rover or any homage watch and expecting to get a Rolex Submariner with the Rolex quality, heritage, resale value, you're not going to get it. It doesn't exist. if that is a concern to you, go ahead and spend the money and get the Submariner, get the peace of mind. But for somebody who wants to get the Submariner styling, can accept that this is not a Rolex, but just focus on this watch for the quality of what it is, then this Ocean Rover is a great pick. The price of the Ocean Rover is set at $1,300, as shown here without the date. With the date, it is $1,500. That's a great value for what you get in this watch. We talked about the styling and size that follows the Rolex Submariner. So classic, so comfortable. It's so flexible to wear from very casual to very formal situations. The Swiss movement in this gives you 8 beats per second, hacking hand winding. It is factory regulated to fall within the chronometer standards of -4 to +6 seconds per day. Very impressive. The sapphire crystal gives you that fantastic durability and clarity. The lume in this is a very high quality and very one-of-a-kind lume with that gold sand design. And just the craftsmanship and quality that you get with this watch is very impressive. This may not be a Rolex, but it's a very high quality timepiece in its own right, and probably the highest quality Submariner Homage watch that I've come across. If you want to get a Rolex Submariner but are not willing to pay that price tag or wait that long to get it, then this Ginault Ocean Rover is a great choice. I have to say, I'm honestly very impressed by this watch. If you are interested to learn more about this watch, you have got to check out the written article that I have at watchspec.com. Below the video, you will find a link to that. I will also add a product link below the video as well. Please give this video a like if you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share the channel with your friends, and guys, I want to hear your comments. Please leave your comments below. I love hearing what you guys think. With that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.